What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make $10,000 per month using what we call the converse method. This is going to be a method in wholesaling real estate where you probably haven't heard about it before, but it's going to be very, very different than the way you regularly know about wholesaling real estate. What we're really going to do is do the converse of wholesaling real estate today, so you can go and find a wholesaling real estate deal as fast as possible, as efficient as possible, and most importantly, so you can get your deal without any of the headaches and the struggles that most wholesalers have to deal with. But before I break it down, before I actually share the secret method in wholesaling real estate so you can make as much money as possible, do me a favor and go out here and smash that like button, subscribe. Go out here and hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, guys, hit that bell, and comment below your questions. I'm going to help you become the best wholesaler possible. Now, this could be in an alternate universe. I could be a guru and I could be giving you an ad for the super secret real estate wholesaling method that will change your life and change everything. And only if you pay $99, you can get the special converse method to make $10,000. Billy here made this much money, and then John and Samuel and then Emily, and then I could do it all. Like, I could do that whole guru game. I can go play all the special little guru tactics for you. But really what I'm going to do in today's video is just give it to you for free. So if y'all are in my little webinar today and you spent $99 to go learn, and I'm on a special stage and I got my suit and rah, this is what I was going to give you. This is exactly what I'm going to tell you, and this is what you need to know, guys. And as somebody that legitimately just made $10,000 2 hours ago from this exact method, I just literally got off the phone with another guy I'm working with on a deal, another 10 grand, like 2-3 hours ago. And it's, guys, these little methods I do help me make over $1 million every single year in just assignment fees alone. No flipping, no real estate investing, subject to none of that other stuff. Legitimately, from doing assignment deals, I make millions of dollars doing methods like this so I can make a ton of money. So let's get into it. Let's share it. Let's quit the fluff. Y'all paid your money, and mentally, right? If you think you paid $100, you'll take notes and you'll start going after it, and that'll help you out the most. So this is it. This is the converse method to making $10,000 a month in wholesaling real estate. A lot of people think making $10,000 per month super difficult, super scary. It's the, oh my gosh, it's the craziest thing in the world. But when you really start thinking about it in your mind, it's actually not that difficult to do. And oh yeah, look at this guy making millions of dollars. He thinks it's so easy to get into wholesaling real estate. Yeah, I get it. It seems from a guy that's making a lot of money in this business, that seems like a very egotistical thing to say. But as somebody not just that makes millions of dollars in wholesaling, but as a guy that teaches hundreds of thousands of wholesalers how to make their first 10K, 20K, 30, 100K, even their first $1 million, I know a thing or two exactly what to do. I know exactly how to get started in this business, how you can be the main person in your life to create that financial change. So that's why me doing over 1,000 real estate wholesaling deals and teaching people how to do, probably at this point, we're reaching from all of our students hundreds of thousands of deals. What I can tell you is from teaching those people, I know how to get you to this level. I know exactly how to get you to that six-figure level. And that's really what I'm going to share with you today, especially the people that love their analysis paralysis. They love to think about things and not go after it. This converse method is going to throw you upside down. The converse, right? It's going to change a lot of how you think about this business. And that is the point today, guys and gals. I want to change the way you guys are thinking. This is what's going to change you. This is what's going to make you a great wholesaler. And this is how you get your first deal. So I'm excited. I'm ready to go, and we're going to do it. So let's break down the definition. I just went to Google. This was the definition of converse. The definition today of converse is something reversed in order, relation, or action to the thing. So the converse method, this is, think of wholesaling real estate, and then think reversed in order, relation, or action to what wholesaling is. And when you think about it, a lot of names come to mind, right? The wholesaling real estate, the converse method, there's a lot of names to this, right? That there's a lot of ways to think about it. There's a lot of names to this, right? But you just got to remember, it's basically wholesaling real estate in a different way. And in this way, we're going to change up a lot of the things that a lot of people get thrown off on. And really, a lot of people just have regular wholesaling in their minds and they get all stressed out and crazy over it. It's really not going to be that nuts. So the converse method really has 3 simple ways to go about it. There's 3 really simple tactics to the converse method. And these are the tactics, the ways, the solutions I really want to talk about today, because I really think if you're watching this video right now, you can start using these today to make you 10K a month. So let's break down what it is. Let's cut the fluff. let's get it going. So the converse method really comes down to the nitty gritty. There's 3 ways to do it. And so step number 1 of doing it is by just marketing and pulling lists in a converse way to where most wholesalers do it. And I've been preaching this forever. And this is not like a special new thing. This is not a special tactic I've been telling everybody. But if this is a great Inky Johnson quote, and this is a quote I've been screaming at you guys to do forever. But to get results that others don't, you have to do what others don't. Now, let me say this one last time for everybody in the back. Okay, if you want to get the results that nobody else in your market is doing, if you want to become more rich and more successful than all your competition combined together, you will have to do what other wholesalers aren't willing to do. And what is this, right? Maybe pulling difficult lists, maybe actually doing the marketing strategies that everybody else isn't doing. And the reason why somebody's not doing it is either because it's too difficult, or it's too much work, or it just sucks. And so the key point of how you can make a lot of money in wholesaling is figuring out, does this tactic just suck? Is it terrible? Or is this tactic something that actually is just difficult to do? And if I can master that difficult task, I can do very well. And this is why a lot of skilled laborers make a ton of money. And you might think that like trained mechanics, they make over 6 figures. Like I know like 3 trained mechanics in Florida that make well over 6 figures a year. And they go home every single day and it's a very specialized skill that they know. And not a lot of people wake up every morning and say, I want to be a trained mechanic, but they make over 6 figures. And there's car mechanics that can't even do that, and there's car mechanics that do, but like it's just so specialized that nobody else can do that, and they can get paid very well. Same thing in wholesaling real estate. So I want everybody to understand this. Marketing and pulling lists in different ways is a very powerful process. Now, let's talk about the second way, right? This is just doing the wholesaling real estate process in a different way. And so you might kind of get what I'm saying here, but like, so step number 2 here will just be good old plain reverse wholesaling. You'll be like, wait, Zach, what's reverse wholesaling? Wait, slow it up, brother. What is reverse wholesaling? Now, reverse wholesaling is just when you wholesale in reverse. We'll get to that a little later today in this video, but you can change the way you're wholesaling, or you can change the process that you are wholesaling. And I don't want to get too technical terms and things confuse you, but if you want to change up your wholesaling and make it better, you can either just change up what you're doing or how you're doing it. And so reverse wholesaling is the second way to do it. Now, all 3 is what is the converse method. This is when we mix reverse wholesaling with going after very, 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 very unique marketing strategies, very niche type list that's going to help you out. And so this is really changing it up. So what I want you to do to understand what I'm saying here is just give you a quick visual here. Let's go over regular wholesaling methods. Let's go over regular ways people actually wholesale real estate. People actually wholesale houses. So the usual way, the pretty basic way of wholesaling that everybody kind of grew up and they're taught and they do is they start marketing, they try to go find a motivated seller, they cold call, they pull lists, then they find that motivated seller, they go on the appointment, or they call it virtual wholesaling, they lock up the deal, boom, they go out here and then they go and find a cash buyer. Not bad, right? Like that's not a bad way to wholesale houses, right? Like that's the way most of my company operates. And because we do a lot of volume, it works very well for us. Now, if we mix in the converse method, how can we make 10K a month doing this? Well, it's pretty simple. So the converse method is done like reverse wholesaling, but just a tad differently on it. So with the converse method, number 1, we find the cash buyer. Boom. Next, we start marketing to those areas. So this is the big part. We find that cash buyer. We actually find somebody who is looking to buy properties in that area. They say, hey, I'm looking for 3-2 rentals, 2-2s in this area. Boom. Now I know where to go. Now I pinpoint that transaction, that point that they want to buy properties, and then boom, I start marketing that area. I start marketing, I find the seller, I lock up the deal, and I bring it back to the buyer. Now this is why this is very powerful for most wholesalers. When I actually go back to the cash buyer and say, hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, remember when you told me to get a 3-2 in this area code in Memphis that can rent out for $800 a month with all these parameters? Hey, here it is right here, right on a silver platter. Because you say it like that, they're like, oh shoot, I did tell them to do all that and it is presented in front of me. I guess I got to buy the house, right? It really forces the cash buyer to sort of feel bad for you. Like, you told me to bring it and I brought it, so now you need to buy it, right? It's very similar to if you go to like a specialty store and you say, hey, can you give me a hat with a wolf skin with a logo of a tiger on it that has like a raccoon tail. And then like you make it very specific, like, okay, we'll go make it. And then they make it and then you sort of have to buy it, right? Because they made it for you, right? It's kind of a little guilt. And then boom, they always buy it because you asked, right? And so you got to say it in the right way. So the first step's the most importantly, hey, Mr. Cash Buyer, give me an exact parameter of what you're looking for and I'll get it right now. And then they're kind of forced to buy it. And so for people that overthink buyers or they get so stressed out over it, it will help you display your deals super fast. Now, I'll tell you, this is not the way that's going to make you like the most money possible. Like, so if you have 60 hours put in wholesaling, this is not the method. This is a method if you're a part-time, like if you just want to be as efficient and laser like focused as possible. If you overthink buyers, if you want to be most efficient, if you don't have a lot of time, this converse method is going to help you out. And if you're in a method right now where you're just struggling, I think this is a method you guys should be trying. And on top of doing that method, we are also going to be doing marketing methods that nobody else is using. That is the point with the converse method, right? And what are lists that nobody are using? There are 3 categories of lists that if I go to any wholesaler watching this video, I mean, my audience is pretty good about it, but like go to the average wholesaler, they aren't doing all 3 of these things. And I could probably challenge everybody in the comments, you're probably not doing these 3 things too. And let's break down what these 3 things are, right? Number 1, this is the government lists. This is pretty simple. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about here, but these are the water shutoffs, tax delinquencies, buyer against properties, the liens, the arrest record list, right? Like these are just lists you can pull from the government, the probates. Pretty simple. I talk about this forever, but government lists are absolutely essential for your success in wholesaling real estate. And I could tell everybody, most wholesalers aren't pulling this list. I'm telling you, you need to start pulling this list. Number 2, everyone's going to roll their eyes, but it's true. Reverse drive for dollars. I could tell everybody, you need to reverse drive for dollars. I cannot stress this stinking enough. You are not reverse driving for dollars enough. If you have a car right now, and heck, if you're driving for dollars and you're scared for that extra 5 seconds to put the sticky notes out. Oh, Zach, what if somebody says, what are you doing on my property? What are you doing? Guys, you are not going to get arrested for putting a sticky note on somebody's door. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. A lot of people think they're doing something illegal. You put a sticky note on someone's door, you're fine. What you do is somebody asks you to leave and you don't leave. That's obviously not good. But like if you go up and someone says, what are you doing? This is 100% effective for me. So for people, I'd say 99.99999% effective. What are you doing on my property? What's in your hand? Hey, Mr. Seller, or whoever you see. Hey, I work for a company. Me and my partner are actually looking to buy some more properties in the area, and we're actually reaching out to people, and we're looking to knock on the door and see if anyone's looking to sell their property. If not, no big deal. We had a sticky note here just letting people just give us a call back, and we love to talk. We're looking to buy some more properties in the areas. My partner's flipped some house in there, whatever your partner is. I was looking to buy a couple more houses. That is all we're doing. And here's the thing. People don't get upset at that. People get upset if they think you're trying to sell them something. I'll tell you this. If I'm looking to, I'm not getting a whole religious debate, but like if I knock on someone's door and trying to get them to convert their religion, and if somebody's a different religion, they might get like, that gets a little heated, right? If I'm trying to sign a petition for a left-wing issue and a right-wing guy might get really upset. And if I'm signing something for a right-wing issue, oh, go right-wing president, and then a left-wing guy's there, he's going to get upset at me no matter what. But if I'm just looking to buy somebody's house and we're just letting people know in that property, we're looking to buy houses, not looking to force you to sell your house, but you're looking to buy it, we're looking to buy. It's people can't really be upset at you, right? And so if you try to sell something, right? Like, oh, I'm trying to sell these candy beads, someone can get upset at you. Oh, you're trying to take my money, no soliciting, blah, blah, blah. But if I go and say, hey, I'm looking to buy cars, like, are you looking to sell your car? No big deal. No one's going to be upset with you. What you got to understand is when somebody comes with you with aggression, it's like a fire. If I put, let's say put gasoline on a fire, guess what's going to happen? It gets bigger. If I put water on a fire, guess what's going to happen? It's going to cool down. So if somebody comes up to you, what are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. Hey, I'm just looking to buy some properties, meet my partner. We're looking to buy 2 or 3 this month, and this is a good area. We're looking to buy it in. If you're not looking to sell, hey, I'll just go leave, but just wanted to let everybody know. I'd rather go in person than nag you on a call or a text like other people do. Promise you, people will cool down when you say that. No big deal. You'll save a ton on skip tracing. You'll get people in your inbox and you'll make a ton of money. This is a tried and true system. It works very, very, very well. And the problem is most people don't do it, right? But it drives me crazy when people give me excuses why they can't do it. But I'm telling you, you should be doing it. Now, number 3 is like the super uber duper niche list. Most people aren't doing them. What type of niche lists are these? These are what we call like the triple stacked list. These are lists that have triple motivations on them, right? So for example, maybe a probate with a lien that's in a pre-foreclosure, maybe even double stacked lists, an arrest with like a lien on it, like a probate with something else, door knocking, a pre-foreclosure, right? The more special, the more niche, pitch, right? The more unique the list, the more harder it is to find a list, the more of a list that has a motivation that most wholesalers can't pull, obviously, the better. And that is the point. If you can go after sellers that other wholesalers aren't going after, there's less competition. And if you can go fishing where no one else is fishing or no fish is used to that hook, it's really cool. And so this is why I can tell you that if you go after the places where there's nobody else really doing that thing, it'll help you out a lot. Now, I don't like using hunting analogies because I think it's, some people think it's too gruesome, so I don't explain that. But for, let's say you go hunting, right? There's areas in, I think, New Zealand, where there's these deer, and these deer are overpopulated. And these are like one of the hardest deer to hunt in the United States. But because nobody hunts deer in that area, deer will just literally come up to you because they're not scared of humans, right? Because no one hunts. So this is why if you do that in the United States, like a regular deer, like they're going to run away because they're used to people hunting them because everyone's hunting in that area. If I go to an area no one's hunting, the deer are just going to come up to you. It's kind of weird, but like same thing with a niche list. And we're not comparing hunting with wholesaling. I don't think that's a good analogy. Bad connotation on it, but like that's kind of what it's like. If I'm fishing in an area where there's no one's ever fishing that spot, oh, it's amazing, right? And there's like golf courses, and I'll tell everyone in Florida, like me growing up, where like nobody fishing the golf course at like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock when the sun went down. Just go fish in that area. No one fishes there. Oh, best fishing ever, right? Peacock bass, gar, regular smallmouth bass, cichlids, a whole 9 yards. But I absolutely love doing that, and Florida's fun for fishing. But I could tell everybody watching this, if you want to start making some real money this year in wholesaling real estate, you got to shift your focus from doing what everybody else is doing to doing what they're doing just at a different level. And you don't have to be working more hours, right? And I think a lot of people don't understand that part, right? And so why, when you're playing basketball, you know, I think a lot of people can relate to this. I think basketball is the most universally played sport for, you know, someone my age. Like if you see people, or you play any sports, right? Or even video games, right? You might play like everyone's got buddies, like you're playing video games and you all play video games like the same amount. Like when I was a kid, we all played Modern Warfare 2 a lot. And me and my buddies, like we would play Modern Warfare 2, like, I don't know, hour, 2 hours a day, you know, after school, and we'd all be in the Xbox Live. And they're like, we only like played the same times together. We're like, but here's the thing. One of my buddies was so much better than everybody else. We spent the same amount of time playing the video game, but why is he so much better? A lot of it comes through luck, but some people just train a lot better, and through repetition, they just do better, right? And maybe there's better, they work harder, and they just get better at that game, right? And that's the same thing in life. You'll see a lot if you do something the same amount as somebody else. I like to use the gym as an example. There are people in the gym that will literally for an hour, they'll work out. And then there's another guy that will work out in the gym, but the guy number one, he'll spend like 30 minutes flexing in the mirror, drinking water on his phone, not doing much. And then that other guy for another hour, he doesn't take breaks. He just goes as hard as possible, eats right, does all these things. Both guys, they go to the gym the same amount of time. But why is one person so much better than the other? Because it's not about how much time they put in. It's about what they did during that time. And so that's what I think a lot of people need to understand. Because you put 4 or 5 hours into wholesaling doesn't mean you deserve a deal. It's what you did in those 4 to 5 hours. And as somebody that works 2 to 3 hours a day at most in wholesaling, and that is because of the JV deals I've been doing lately, because I'm working so hard compared to 5 hours a week. Now I'm doing like 2-3 hours a week. That's pushing it for me, just because I'm pushing the deals and I'm trying to get that going. I could tell you, I could work a lot more, but because I had the team and set in place, I don't have to work as hard, and I'm lapping my competition because I just have the systems in place. So if you want to start making the amount of money possible that would change your life, at least 10K a month, it's all going to come down to the amount of work you do, how hard you work, and how smart you work. Guys, we are nothing without the capabilities of our brain. And if you use your brain the right way, you'll do well. If you use it the wrong way, you'll fail. That is how you get ahead in wholesaling real estate. That's how you use the converse method for wholesaling real estate success.